Hi there, this is Carrie Gatto with Keller Williams Realty. And today on Let's Get Down to Business, I am talking to Gina Newton, who is an intuitive life coach with Holistic Healing with Gina Marie. Hey Gina, how are you?
I'm so well. Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome. I'm honored to have you on the show. Can you start us off by describing your business?
Yes, so I work with women largely one-on-one coaching, and I coach around mindset practices, overall health, as well as developing and growing spirituality.
Awesome. That sounds fascinating. What
Yes.
inspired you to start the business?
So about, I would say it was almost 10 or 11 years ago, my aunt, who was pretty much my mom. She was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. And she really fought a hard battle with that for about 5 years. And in parallel, my dad became ill with severe cardiovascular disease. And within a 6 month period, they both passed away. And then I developed my own incredibly debilitating hip pain. I couldn't walk. I couldn't pick my children up. I couldn't sleep or think.
Wow.
And through all of these events, it was really the first time in my life where I was like, I am seeing this for a reason. And I believe the reason was that I was not living my life from my sole purpose. And it was sort of the chain of events together that really inspired me to like look within myself and say, like, when am I the most happy, my most happiest? And it was really, and it still is, talking about health and wellness and self care. And so I started my business sort of like as an accountability coach to, eat nutritious food and support people to move their body. But what was the biggest trend in my first clients was emotional components and emotional challenges as to like what was preventing someone from having the motivation to food shop and food prep and sort of be incentivized to move their body. And that really led me down a path of inner work and what really drew me to going through my trauma informed coaching certification. And so, it was really the loss of important people in my life through what I believe at the time was largely, lifestyle habits and choices. But what's common between, every client or family member is, this sort of emotional trauma. And so intuitively, I actually feel that when I meet people, like I can tell with my intuition when they've been through something. So that's really how it all started. And I started my business, like the concept, in 2019. So it's been about 3 years and
Okay,
it's
great.
evolved and expanded so much.
Interesting. That's great. Um, and where are you located?
So I live in North Andover, Mass.
Okay.
And so, I love being in the Merrimack Valley, and I think one of the questions is, why do I love living here?
Yeah.
So I grew up in Medford, which is like very tight community, and like space wise. My husband grew up in Somerville. So while we love our Medford and Somerville roots, we sort of made an exodus for more grass and land. And so one thing I love about North Andover is there is a lot more grass and land. There's deer in my backyard very often.
Nice.
But I also love it's hugely accessible to the mountains and the beach. You can get to 93 easy. You can get to 495 and 95 pretty easy. So I really feel like it's sort of like the sky's the limit with, where I can get to in the New England area.
Yeah, best of both worlds there. Yeah.
Yes, yes, for sure.
And so, again, back to your business, what are your clients telling you that they really love about your services?
I love this question. Um, so for a lot of people, the biggest shifts have been around mindset. Big shifts around mindset and how they talk to themselves. So I typically work with a lot of type A perfectionists, you know, very critical, self-critical women, women who have gone through sort of a tumultuous relationship with food. And the biggest shifts, that I've seen are just, less emotional eating, more mindful eating, more intuitive eating, less restrictions on, food rules, food narratives. But just sort of also like, carving out time for themselves to calm their nervous system down. So that is sort of one of my big things is like nervous system overactivation is like one of our biggest health crises. So many of us are in fight or flight response all the time. That is not good for our systems. Cortisol is our stress hormone. So when we're having cortisol pumping through our system, it can, impact our sleep. It impacts just our ability to feel safe and rested. And a lot of my clients come to me in that place. And for a lot of the people I've worked with, they've come to me to lose weight. And, I really don't market myself in that way. Like I actually tell women, I just got off a client call. I was like, I don't want you stepping on the scale anymore. I don't want you feeling self-conscious about the size of your clothes. Like I want you to really just turn in and focus on loving yourself, loving your body, and honoring your body. Because I think my own personal journey is, everything I've said about my clients has been me. At one time or another, I was a competitive runner. I severely restricted my food. And I can honestly tell you, I found a picture of myself 10 years ago and I looked sick. And I was, the size that I had strived for. And it sort of is a testament that you can work out every day and you can eat impeccably. And if you're not nourishing your soul and you're not speaking to yourself with kindness, it can make you sick. And I really believe that my hip pain was years of unprocessed trauma from my own childhood and journey, but also the way I talk to myself and the demands and the pressure I put on myself. And, I'm still very actively healing all of that for myself. But to be honest with you, like two of the clients that stick out in my mind have told me that they've been in therapy for years and they have never seen the shifts in themselves that they have until working with me. And I really hold on to that. And I'm really proud of that. And I'm proud of these women because they're just so much kinder and loving towards themselves.
Amazing. What I'm
Yes.
what I'm hearing is you're helping them build the habits and create the space so that they can do the self-care and turn their attention to things that will help them heal themselves.
Completely. I'm also a personal trainer. And I'm a different trainer in that, and I'm NASM, which is National Academy of Sports Medicine certified. So, I have been trained under NASM, but I sort of train in a different way. Again, because what I find most with women is, not only with mindset practices and, practical living as women in general, but especially moms, like our body goes through so many changes with pregnancy, as well as multiple pregnancies. And so My goal when I work with clients is I design workout programs that specifically focus on core and posture and pelvic floor care because this all sort of ties together. I talk a lot about the mother wound in my marketing and travels, and I really feel the mother wound isn't what people think it sounds like by what the term is. There's also the mother gap or mother hunger. And what it really comes down to is, this sort of is these criteria: self-critical, never feeling enough, poor body image, poor relationship with food. And those are all the stories and narratives I want to help women flip. But, caring for the physical body, I told one of my clients, and she's like, I love this so much. I want you to care for your body as like a vehicle, like you would take care of a car, not because you want to be a certain size or because you want a six pack. I want you to care for your body in a way like that it just carries you as long as possible in this life. Because that's what I endured, was the loss of important people in my life very prematurely. And to be honest, one of my family members has just been diagnosed with another, rapidly aggressive illness. And I just sort of was like, I'm here again. And this just reinforces my mission that I have to keep bringing awareness that we have to take care of our bodies, but not in the way that society wants us to for size or aesthetics. It's really about what's going on inside.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And as a mother and a mompreneur, how have you integrated motherhood and business?
I feel that a lot of this work I do with women, and I have worked with a couple of men, but I just prefer to work with women. It just is what feels good in my body.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe that when women and moms take care of themselves, we're just better for ourselves, but we're also better for our kids. And, one of my things was I really wanted to create a business that worked with my life. I didn't want to be away from my children. And, I do talk a lot about in business that moms need to take care of themselves, not like for ourselves, but I believe we're better moms to our kids. And we're modeling habits for them to learn in life for themselves. And I don't want to model burnout and self-sacrifice to my kids. Am I always good at it? No. It's just, and I just was, joking with people like early June was like a blur because it's like end of school and it's my wedding anniversary, it's Father's Day, it's my daughter's birthday, and there was just so much going on. And I sort of like saw how I started to lose myself amidst all of that. And now it's sort of like I want mothers to heal so that we break cycles of sacrificing ourselves for others. So I feel like I'm not a parenting expert, but I try as much as possible to be a conscious parent. So what I work with people on as well is just seeing how women and mom patterns, like with themselves, now sort of affect the people around them. Of course, children being one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Have you got any like funny stories of being a mompreneur?
I was thinking on this one. I think my funny stories are, so my girls go to Catholic school, and I just feel like religion is very loaded right now. I'm actually a very pro-choice woman. And I just genuinely love where they go to school, but it is a Catholic school. And I am a yoga instructor and I am a crystal healer, which are none of which I think are Catholic at all. Actually, I think they're kind of anti-Catholic. And my girls come home and they tell me how they tell their teachers and their friends that I'm a yoga teacher and I'm a crystal healer. And told them to start talking about Mary Magdalene, because I also believe that there's more to that story. So I'm really proud. And I sort of like, I connect with different parts of Catholicism, but absolutely not all of it. So I sort of laugh every time they tell me that they're talking about these sort of very non-Catholic concepts in their in school with their friends, and I'm proud of it.
That is awesome. Thank you for sharing. I love it.
Sure, sure.
Um, do you have anything exciting coming up that you want to share?
To be honest with you, I'm really trying to, um, be very restful and allow my creativity to sort of like come out this summer. So I really am, I really do want to do more group work. But for right now, like my summer is really focused on sort of like tuning into myself, taking care of my current clients. I do have 2 one-on-one slots open. And I do have, I would say like two, like I do physical training, like I do offer just virtual or in-person strength training work. So that's in general, like business wise, what I have going on. But I'm really, I worked and I still consult a bit in or part time in pharma and biotech. But, I'm really trying to heal a lot of productivity and, just corporate culture mentality in myself. So I'm trying to take this summer to just get outside more and rest more. But I hope that I have some bigger things in the fall coming.
Amazing, amazing.
Yes, yes.
And lastly, how can people best contact you and learn more about your services?
So I have a website, healingwithgina.com. And then you can find me through various social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I think you'll put the links
Yes.
with the
Yeah.
video. Yes. So any of the social media, I have to say I've been having some fun with TikTok, even though I resisted another platform in my life. I've really enjoyed the time because I think it's allowed me to really sort of find my own voice and get comfortable with visibility, which I think can be like, a thing for an entrepreneur. Like it's really scary to be visible sometimes and really say how you feel. And I feel like TikTok's been great for that.
Yeah, and I think people really love an authentic voice, so that's wonderful. Well, Gina,
Thank you.
thank you so much for your time and thank you for sharing all about your business. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
For sure. And thank you for watching today, and we'll see you next time on Let's Get Down to Business. Take care.